Last night in VR, there was this one guy. He was pretty persistent. He was not a believer. He was persistent in asking a bunch of questions. One question he repeatedly asked was that how come the God from the Old Testament condoned slavery? And I explained to him that it's because the Old Testament writers, they had a very incomplete picture of God the Father. And it wasn't until when Jesus came, thousands, hundreds years later, that we can truly understand the heart of God. But he just, doesn't really, he just tried to pick a fight or something. He kept raising this issue, asking the question over and over again. And another question was that he asked was, why don't we Christians read the Quran? Maybe that's the truth, because the people in Islam, they believe they have as much faith in the Quran as we Christians in the Bible. And my response to him was that if you already know the truth, you don't, if somebody else comes to you and say and provides an alternative truth, you don't, you have no interest in that. One analogy is that if you already know 1 + 1 = 2, if somebody comes to you and say, hey, check this out, 1 + 1 actually equals the color red, and I have a book here that can prove this to you, and I have this religion that millions of people who believe in this religion, that also can show you that 1 + 1 does not equal to 2 but equals red, then you think that's absurd, right? You won't waste your time try to get to know that religion or read their book, because you already know that what you know is the truth. And if you know Jesus Christ is the Son of God, is God incarnate, if another claim is made that says something else, you don't need to go study it, waste your time studying it. You know that it is not the truth. But again, this person, for some reason, doesn't want to accept the truth. I was a little bit frustrated during the time, but later on, during prayer, I just God revealed to me that they're just people you cannot convince. You don't have to make them see the same thing that you see. As a previous video, we mentioned that a third of the angels was turned by Lucifer to go against God. So if even a third of the angels are God's enemies, how many people are against God, and they will never accept the truth. And there's nothing that we can do, to convince these people otherwise. Doesn't matter how great of an analogy we can make, or how intuitive or how eloquent we can be, how persuasive. We just cannot wake somebody up if he is pretending to be asleep. But I want to say that during our conversation, there was a brother who was listening on the side, and we exchanged some words, and this brother was answering the question raised by the atheist. And from his responses, I could tell this brother was truly led by the Holy Spirit. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that even though I was frustrated during the conversation that I wasted an hour trying to convince this atheist whose heart was not open to the truth, but inadvertently, my words actually build up this brother who was listening on the side. And I think it just shows you the mysterious ways of God. Many times when we give a message, when we talk to someone, we think using our human mind that our intended audience is person A. But inadvertently, we didn't realize that God already planned that our message is actually going to be received by a spectator, a person B that we did not intend to speak in the first place. But it just shows you that everything is under God's control, and his plan is being carried out. His ways are above our ways, and all we need to do is just trust in him. I just want to share this quick testimony. May Jesus be with you.